G'day playmates, and welcome to another Harmer vid. I am with Train Sim World 3 and looking at steam operations on the Peak Forest Railway. And as you can see, I'm going to be driving a Jubilee class steam train and going through some of the ins and outs, and more importantly, some of the do's and don'ts. Before we start, let's have a look at the Steam HUD. Okay, notice that the water and the coal is not modelled in Train Sim World 3, and I doubt whether it is in Train Sim World 4. I think it was just too hard for the guys. So what we've got, a large dial, a small dial, and two other indicators here. The small dial is basically the records the actions of the regulator, or simply the throttle. As you increase the throttle clockwise, then the boiler pressure starts to drop. Usually the boiler pressure starts full, which is usually around about 1-2 o'clock, and as you increase the throttle, then the boiler pressure starts to drop until it finally hits rock bottom, and of course the train will stop because it's got no boiler pressure and no you're unable to move the train until the boiler pressure regains back clockwise to around about 2 o'clock. To mitigate these actions, you have got the damper and you've got the blower. And basically the idea behind these two controls is that when you operate them to maximum, then the boiler pressure recovers a lot quicker. Okay, so how does this actually work with the train? Let's have a look. Okay, so here on the bottom left are our dials. As you can see, around about 1 o'clock, 225 is the maximum pressure there, and there's no pressure here because we haven't opened the regulator. Okay, so first of all, the cylinder cocks open and closed will show up in this icon here, and as you can see, it's closed, and now it's open. Similarly, the blower closed and open. As you can see, it's firing up more of the boiler. And similarly, the front damper open, and the rear damper fully open, is now showing down here, the bottom left, maximum a maximum firing situation. You can also see here there's a V, and that inverts itself. As you can see, pressure's slowly dropping because I've opened these up. So if I close them up, anytime you see a V, this is going to be heading towards 0. So let's and now you can see that the V is now inverted and the pressure's rising. Okay, now juggling all these controls is an absolute nightmare and a can of worms. I don't recommend that you set your Train Sim World 3 Steam up like that. So what you need to do is, instead of doing all this lot manually, go to Options, Settings, HUD and Gameplay, scroll down, and the Steam firing mode is set from move it. If you've got it from manual, move it through assisted. You don't even want assisted. You need it fully automatic. Okay. So now that we've got that set up, and we'll save changes. So we can now look at driving this loco up the hill. Okay. And we should be able to get a decent head of steam up there. Okay, so first things first, reverser is set to 75, and you can see that down here on the bottom right. Got to check that the cylinder cocks are open. They are. So we're going to take the brake off. I've got that mapped, and we're going to help this along by opening the larger decker, and we need the LMS up at 21. Okay, I'll close that. Alright, so now applying about, well, depending whether you're on a hill or not, we're level at the moment, so we just need to crack this open about 9 or 10%. We're already beginning to move. Open the firebox door. I don't think we've no, for some reason we've got no fireman. Okay, so first thing to do is, once you get mobile, usually around about 5 miles an hour, yep, set this cylinder clock to closed, and there's the little reminder. Okay, so let's open up. We're already going uphill. Just gradually crack open, and as you can see, we're losing pressure at the moment. The V is pointing downwards. Keep within 15 miles an hour until we get to the 50 mile an hour. Put that back a little bit. And you can see down here at the left that just the blinking is the opening up of the there. You can see the dampers being opened. And okay, we can now start to open this up. We're in a 50 area. Now you can see that the dampers are doing more work down here. And if you're having to manage this yourself, it'd be an absolute can of worms. Okay, now we're going to move this back to around about 20. And you can see that we're now beginning to gain pressure. So moving the reverser back has helped regain. Let's drop this back. Just sticking under the speed limit here. Increasing the regulator. So you can see we've regained here on the left full pressure, and we're just about on the maximum throttle. There's not much point in opening it much more, and even on this 1.1 gradient we're still managing to increase our acceleration. And as you can see down here, the dampeners are pretty much fully open. Yeah, it's 75%. So it doesn't really matter regarding the we don't have a fireman, because neither coal or water is actually simulated, as I've mentioned before. And 4.9 miles to stop at Peak Forest. And climbing up towards Chinley. Here's Chinley. So as you can see, we're still accelerating 37 miles an hour, and throttle at 50 and reverser at 20, providing us with a good head of steam. Put the lamp on. Not sure whether we go through any tunnels. Yes, we do. We'll be going through a tunnel here, just over 2.5 miles in. Previously, when I tried the TSW3 Steam, I did use manual mode, and I just found it too difficult playing around with the blower and the dampers and the regulator and the reverser. So yeah, you can see we're setting for a steam train a pretty cracking pace of 40 miles an hour up a 1.1 gradient. Prior to this, when I was using manual mode, I was like struggling up at 18 miles an hour. And it was just taking way too long to get up the hills. I think this is the long tunnel. Yep. You can see the action of the rear dampers here that the AI is using. As you can see, we're just beginning to drop a little bit of speed now, but we've still got plenty of pressure left. Okay, we're nearly out of the tunnel and we should be beginning to drop the regulator back. Which I'm going to start doing as soon as we get out of the tunnel. In fact, I'm going to drop it to 0. And just use the gradient to slow me down into the station. To apply a bit more brake now. Okay, well, yeah, signal passed at danger. I should have slowed down more, but this video's not all about getting there exactly. It's all about managing your steam, especially uphills. Okay, I hope this has been handy. I will catch you on the next one. Until then, thanks for watching.